stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan.
Hello everyone, welcome back for another video. This video is going to be about the difference between complicated grief and integrated grief. Before I dive into that topic, the word of the day today is breakthrough. Breakthrough means to overcome a restriction or an obstacle. Things may get hard, things may feel like, it's always going to go bad, it's always going to go the wrong way, it's never going to end. But I'm here to tell you now that sometimes it takes time. Everybody goes at their own pace, but eventually we will break through that obstacle and we will, overcome whatever is blocking us from growing or from, moving on. Now, going into what integrated grief is like the regular way or the expected way of grieving. It's basically when we are sad, of course, we go through the 5 stages of grief. During integrated grief, of course, the person is sad and upset, frustrated with the loved one's death, but they end up being able to go back to life. Of course, they may still miss the person, but they may be able to, move on and not stay in that sad state. Also, they are able to seek companionship in other loved ones and other friends, and also they are able to remember just the good times and not just remember that the person passed, but also just remember like this person wants me to do well in life and I will still push on. Even though it's hard, I will still push on and continue with my life. Complicated grief is when the person cannot continue on with their life. They feel, upset all the time. Anxiety is sky high. They feel like they don't even belong here anymore. So they might have suicidal thoughts or attempts. And overall, they just feel like they can't accept the death of that loved one. So I'm going to go into a little bit on why complicated grief is unhealthy. Complicated grief has been shown to disrupt the mental and physical health, and it has been shown to cause cardiac events, sleeping problems, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and even more. Complicated grief is like they're limiting their function in their everyday life, so they may sleep all the time. They may, call off of work more often, not go to school. And that overall can affect our physical health, because if you're not exercising, you're not, doing any type of physical activity, the person may feel stressed, and being stressed can actually affect the body's ability to fight off diseases, to prevent diseases, and to also keep the immune system up. It can also start the rate of or increase HIV, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and other different types of diseases. The possible ways of coping with grief are they can talk to a family or friend, anyone that they care about the loved one's death, and maybe to help find reasoning and understanding on why the person had died. Also, taking care of your own physical and mental health. Sometimes when we are sad about a loved one, we don't really focus on ourselves. We focused on the person who isn't here anymore, and that can impact us a lot. It's good to accept your feelings and not to ignore them, because all of it just can bottle up inside, and then what ends up happening is we just end up being very sad, or can end up slipping into a depressive state. You can, of course, still celebrate the memories of the loved one and the birthdays. That's not a bad thing at all. The bad thing is when they feel like they cannot live without the loved one. They feel like life cannot go on. And it's hard. It's very hard to lose a loved one, especially someone who you have talked to every day and always could tell them everything. And now, that person may be gone. Think of it like this: the person who passed away, they want you to succeed in life. They want you to move on. They want you to do better. They want you to be okay. I had looked up broken heart syndrome, and broken heart syndrome is basically a temporary condition that is triggered by extreme emotions or stressful situations. It can also be caused by surgery and other physical illnesses as well. It causes the heart muscles to weaken, and it can be life threatening for some people if there's complications after the broken heart syndrome, but some people are able to fully recover after the broken heart syndrome. And even after they recover, of course they're still going to be sad and upset about the loved one, but there are some people who do make it through. There are 5 stages of grief, and in order they are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Everyone has their own rate on how they grieve. No one can tell anyone how long they should be grieving until it becomes bad for their health. There's good stress versus bad stress. Bad stress is when you can get anxiety or you can become sad. Good stress is when you are feeling motivated. You may be like, oh, I gotta complete this, exam, or I gotta do this. And you may feel stressed, but it's motivating you to study. If you ever feel like you are becoming depressed about someone who has passed away, please go talk to someone. Don't just sit there and isolate yourself, because that doesn't end up making it better for you. Or even just do something that you love. Don't ever try to force yourself to cope the same way someone else has coped. There is actually a hotline that someone can call. It's called Grief Share. It's 1-800-395-5755. This is a number, a hotline that some people may call to try to, talk about it and vent. Another hard thing for, some people is when they, like, holidays come around, they may, not celebrate the holiday anymore. They may just stay in the house during the holiday. If you know anyone like that, please reach out to them. Don't let them be alone. Now, if they really do want to be alone, don't force them, but just reach out and let them know that you're thinking about them, because the loss of the loved one that was obviously probably very close to them, they may feel like they have no one left. But if you reach out to them, they may say, oh, well, I do have so and so too. Maybe I should, start hanging around them more. You never know. I'm going to end this video on an opinion of mine. We come into this world not really knowing about death, or not knowing about death at all, until we lose someone very close to us, or someone around us lose someone very close to them, or unless we hear about it in school or talk about it with a family member. And still, we still may not understand. And some people still don't understand after, the fact. Sometimes it's good to talk about it and not hide away from the fact that, the word death, because it happens. And sometimes it's better to just talk about it and get it out, get all the feelings out on how you feel about death, the questions about death. That can vary on your religion status, and to try to avoid getting stuck. It takes people time. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are. It takes people time to, just develop their own reasoning on what happens, and, where the person goes afterwards, and, whatever else. I will see you guys again in the next video when we're doing a special activity. You'll have to wait until the next video comes up to see what that is. See you guys later.